Good morning, darlings. Number 18. And, well, my shorts are working, but I'm not getting people to, well, I'm not getting brains coming to my site and fulfilling themselves. Y'all need fulfillment. Please come enjoy my stuff. Thank you. Okay, 31 seconds. I don't think that's going to be the commercial. I'm tired today. Look at all of the chaos I have to deal with. See, the other day, a main pipe busted, probably under my tub, but not a part of my apartment. It was underneath. Then yesterday, I was busting around in there, and I hit the water thing, so it got bumped, so it was loose and spritzing all over the place. That's why everything's out, and towels are everywhere. And I closed it, and I was like, okay, cool, problem solved. And then this morning I went to make my coffee, and I turned on my water, and it looks like it's dropping out of the middle of the sink under there. I don't understand. So apparently the drain seal is not sealed. So but it even leaks. Ugh, who cares? This isn't your problem. This isn't your problem. My hype songs today were Hall of the Mountain King, and that's the one by Peer Gynt, and it's the one that the whole internet uses when people are real stupid. You know, that one. I love that song. It's such a hype song for me. It's like a hype up. I'm totally hyped. I'm ready for war. And then right after that was Spinning Wheels by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I've always liked that one. It's not a war song, but it's like just get your shit together, it'll be alright, kind of song. Yes, I'm rambling. I'm just rambling. Because I can't keep your attention anyway. We're not depressed today, so we're not doing that. We're just trying to justify our existence. I'm quite enjoying doing this. It's just, and I don't care if you don't ever come see me do this. It's not about that. It's about the expression of it. Anyway, why don't I just shut the hell up? But that's not what you came here for. Alright, here we go. I did not name the chapter from earlier, The Influencing Effect. The Influencing Effects on Feelings is the name of the chapter. So, why don't you guys like psychology? Come on, click stay, view. I don't want you to like and subscribe. I want you to stay and give me watch hours. We really need watch hours. Come on, feed your brain. I think that's the commercial for today. Okay. As shown by Erikson, it is the reaction that a child receives to his early attempts to test out his world that shapes his later identity. If he is belittled at home, publicly, or at school, he grows to distrust himself. His ego is undermined. Similarly, an individual who finds himself in a relationship where he is continually being put down or overruled or treated harshly learns to lower his opinion of himself. The woman, whose husband takes her for granted, expects her to wait on his every need and to sacrifice her own inclinations to his, but also to keep quiet when his friends are around and not to show him up by her lack of intelligence, is unlikely to sustain a good opinion of herself. Do we understand that one? Because it kind of read funny, didn't it? The woman whose husband takes her for granted expects her to wait on his every need and to sacrifice her own inclinations to his, but also keeps quiet when his friends are around, and not show him up by her lack of intelligence, is unlikely to sustain a good opinion of herself. If she knows he thinks her inferior intellectually, she is likely to absorb that image of herself and act accordingly. She may have been conditioned that women don't show anger, women don't argue with men, women put men's wishes before their own, and therefore suppress all her own feelings. But if she meets a person who treats her as if she were a real person, an attractive or interesting person, all her buried needs may surface and overwhelm her. She is his for the asking. Plus, con men part rich women from their wealth. Or thus, con men part rich women from their wealth. What did I have a note anyhow? Oh, I also wanted to defend myself. Though that man yesterday was walking all over my grave about the insecure woman business, the thing he said that I didn't like at all was the part where he says her conviction of her own worthlessness does not make her grateful for any crumbs of affection she may receive, but makes her satisfied with nothing less than the whole cake. I think that was too large. I mean, maybe it's so for some, but you would be folding into your own narcissism if you feel because you're so worthless that you want Romeo or bust. If David Bowie ain't my husband, then I don't want nobody, kind of thing. But that's not the way it is. It's not the way it is with me anyway. I mean, yes, my standards are ridiculously high, therefore I gave up on dating. I'll never have a relationship again. And it's because I hate humans, basically. I don't want to deal with little things. But when somebody shows me genuine love, an act of kindness, I love it. I mean, I am grateful for that crumb. If I get a crumb of affection, I'll put it in a frame and hang it on my wall and look at it and go, see, there was that one time somebody saw me and didn't want to ruin it. So it may be common, because we're selfish creatures, we're ego-based selfish creatures, that she may be like that, or he may be like that. And this thing about fails the test. Oh yeah, there is a lot of romantic testing in my life. Well, not in my life. What I mean by this is, for me it's always been, is he a narc? Because my whole life has been narcissists making me think that I'm feeling love, and then being narcissists. Therefore, I've never felt loved. I've never been loved. But see, that's not true. So don't read into that as my thing. It's not my thing. I'm just trying to tell you. Now I forgot what the hell I was trying to tell you. Did I tell you how much I love playing Professor during this book series? It seems funny to me because I'm reading a book, but the website's not about the book. I'm reading a book, and during it, a lot of internal conflicts and things of this nature are coming up and out, and it's real personal. Well, that's alright. Psychology is personal. But you might be surprised that when I go to read a different book, we might have a different character from me. So I was thinking about how is my granddaughter ever going to hear the story I told yesterday? It's She may or may not. Just like she may or may not, even if I never made a video. And since she may or may not, it's just like real life. Like in real life, you didn't go to your aunt's house and your aunt says, today we're going to discuss the time from when I was 25 to 30, or here are the life lessons I learned last week. That doesn't happen. But what does happen in real life is time is spent. And when time is spent, you'll source your memories from that. So it's not so bad that I spent number 17 rambling again, because as we established in my earlier videos, this is just about spending time and talking. Yes, I'm feeling insecure. Alright, so that was that. The insecure person wants to please because he wants to be liked, and having no sure conception of his identity. Every time she uses the word identity in this book, it is triggering my current day brainwashing, because now, in the current day, the word identity is immediately associated with, am I a boy or a girl, type of thing. And I think that they completely, over concern themselves with identity being, are you this external thing that you can put on? Okay? And I don't think that's healthy. And obviously I'm not awake enough to give a good old rant and rave for it. But for her, the use of the word identity is deeper than whether or not I want to wear a dress. It is deeper. I wish I had a better vocabulary. Your identity having to do with, do you believe in yourself? Can you solve your problems? Identity as in it's like I got a billion words that I've got the dictionary in my head, I just can't. Anyway, never mind. I think I said what I wanted to say, but I think that language just in the 80s had more meaning than now. We use the same words and they're buzzwords for something else. So identity today means, do I feel like a boy or a girl, and how do I want to feel like and behave like what I think it is? But it seems like, but real identity is, am I stable, self-contained? Do I have do I believe in myself and can propel myself forward to achieve that thing that I desire? Do I think that I'm like your identity? Am I ugly? Am I stupid? Do I only do bad things? They all start from the I statement, and they have, and the things have nothing to do with, do I feel like a boy or do I feel like a girl? And what does feeling like a boy, feeling like a girl feel like? How do I act like a girl? So you're taking your identity and you're putting it outside of you. And you're here, and your identity is here. So you're trying to look outside for clues for the inside. That's how I think that we have distorted words. And that's probably why I'm going to get burned at the stake someday for saying things I'm not allowed to say. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to have any viewers until that wave has passed. I'm a genius. Alright. Forgive me. I can't be serious every day. And that's why I mentioned this is just spending time. I kind of hope that the vibe and the feel of the place is, you go to class every day, and every day your teacher isn't the same. And you get to know who he is. Anyway. wasting your time. Sorry, forgive me. Frustration. Frustration is a powerful force. Whether it is the frustration that comes along from being forced to be what one is not, or that comes from dissatisfaction with what one is. Eric Hoffer, in The True Believer, describes how the latter can lead one towards the embrace of cosmic causes. There is apparently some connection between dissatisfaction with oneself and proneness to credulity. The urge to escape our real self is also an urge to escape the rational and obvious. The refusal to see ourselves as we are develops a distaste for facts and cold logic. I guess I was poignant. There is no hope for the frustrated in the actual and the possible. Salvation can come to them only from the miraculous, and they ask to be deceived. Alright, so let's refocus. Okay, if she meets a person who treats her like she's a real person, an attractive and interesting person, all her buried needs may surface and overwhelm her. Remember what I said about the plug yesterday? If you pop one, so much more can fall through. Well, that's also true, maybe true, in terms of other things, not just source. I'm not going to belabor the point. I've already wasted enough time. And so when her buried needs come out because the man says, oh my God, I totally love bomb you and we're besties. And she's like, oh my God, I've been so strong for so long. It's so nice to have somebody by my side. Dump. And she's never capable again. I was only strong enough to get me there. That almost sounds like a form of something that's named, but I don't know the name of it. You know how before we have capitulations, A, where somebody breaks you down until you have no will and you're terrible and you become their mental slave, and capitulation B, where something is so overwhelming that it's time for decisive action and decision making. I'm not letting you beat me another time. I'm leaving you, or murdering you, one of the two. And that's a different kind of capitulation or breaking. And then we got this one. What is this one called? Where I've been carrying this burden effectively and strong, and I've been doing for my own for so long. She thinks I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it. And then something comes along. I love you and I can take care of you and let's be partners now. She may have a tendency to capitulate again. Is this the third kind of capitulation? Now I don't have to carry it anymore. I can dump it on you and let you carry us forward. This happens. Is there a name for it? I don't know. That will be our topic for discussion. Because I don't know. Maybe you do. And if you do, go ahead. Enter my comments section. I need you. Alright, so now that brings that out. Let's go forward to this. There is apparently some connection between dissatisfaction with oneself and proneness to credulity. The urge to escape our real life is also an urge to escape the rational and the obvious. The refusal to see ourselves as we are develops a distaste for facts and logic, and there is no hope for the frustrated in the actual and in the possible. Then there is no hope for the frustrated in the actual and the possible. So I'm saying because they don't see themselves as they are, because they don't even want to know what's right, then there's no hope for them and they'll be continually frustrated, which is a secondary point to the one today's not very successful. It has been commonly noted that people who join cults are often those who are lost in life. Many who joined cults over the last decade were hippies in the decade before. Frustration with an imperfect world, run on greed and power and subjection of the poorest and weakest, and particularly precipitated by Vietnam, led to the rise in America of the hippie movement, with its accent on peace and love. Frustration of those ideals led many to turn to religion as a source of hope. A similar amorphous frustration with life led the Manson girls to join the family. Talking about that in Chapter 7. Chafin and Opton described their background in The Mind Manipulators. This will be it. There was a common denominator among the women who joined Manson's family. They all felt alone in the world around them. They all felt alone and afraid in the world around them, essentially the world of their parents. They saw no comfortable niche in life for themselves, and they drifted from one lifestyle to its direct opposite while searching for something to believe in and something to belong to. They did not have clear identities. In search of a place. Rather, they searched for a place to obtain an identity. Each came to view Manson as a healer, father, and messiah who would teach them to find their place in the world. All right. Good. I think that supports what I was trying to mention earlier about, are we getting the identity from the outside? So they did not have clear identities. Well, damn, I'm sure they knew whether they were girls or boys. What I'm talking about? All right. Identity is not an external matter. That's all I'm about. And if you guys have better vocabulary than me, please help me out, because I'm not educated. Can't you tell? All right. Good morning. I'll see you later.